6 psychological reasons you start avoiding people more as you age and why it's completely normal. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that a lot of people secretly feel but rarely talk about out loud. Have you ever noticed that as you get older, your social circle gets smaller? That you start avoiding people, even ones you once enjoyed being around? You might even feel a little guilty about it. But here's the truth, it's completely normal, and there are powerful psychological reasons behind it. In this video we're going to explore 6 psychological reasons why you naturally start avoiding people more as you age, and more importantly, why you shouldn't feel bad about it. By the end, you'll understand yourself better and learn how to embrace this phase of your life with confidence and peace of mind. So if you've ever felt like you're becoming more of an introvert over time or just don't have the energy for certain people anymore, stick around. This one's for you. Reason number 1. Your emotional energy becomes more valuable. As we age, we start to realize that our emotional energy is limited. When you were younger, you probably tolerated drama, gossip, or superficial friendships just to feel included. But now, you'd rather protect your peace. Psychologists call this emotional selectivity. It means you're more intentional with who gets your time and emotional investment. You learn to walk away from conversations that drain you, and that's a sign of emotional maturity, not selfishness. Instead of chasing validation or popularity, you start choosing depth over quantity. That shift naturally leads you to avoid people who no longer align with your emotional well-being. Reason number 2, your priorities shift. In your 20s, socializing might have felt like a top priority. But as you move through life, careers, family, personal growth, your focus changes. You realize time is your most precious resource, and you don't want to waste it on relationships that no longer serve you. It's not that you're antisocial, it's that your definition of a meaningful connection has changed. You want conversations that inspire you, not just small talk over coffee. You want real bonds, not surface-level friendships. So naturally, you start avoiding social obligations that feel forced or unfulfilling. This change in priorities isn't a sign that you're becoming cold, it's a sign that you're evolving. Reason number 3, you become better at recognizing toxicity. Here's a big one, your tolerance for toxic people goes way down. When you were younger, you may have made excuses for people who disrespected your boundaries. You might have stayed in one-sided friendships or kept people around just because of history. But as you age, you start recognizing red flags faster, and your patience for emotional games runs out. You'd rather spend a quiet evening alone than hang out with someone who constantly drains your energy. That wisdom comes from life experience. Avoiding people doesn't always mean running away. Sometimes, it means standing up for your peace. Reason number 4, you crave solitude and reflection. Solitude becomes more appealing as you age. Not because you're lonely, but because you've learned to enjoy your own company. You no longer need to be surrounded by people to feel whole. In fact, being alone gives you time to reflect, grow, and connect with your inner self. This is something many people don't understand, but for you, quiet time is essential. You've realized that some of your best thinking, healing, and creativity happen when you're alone. And here's the kicker. Research shows that people who enjoy solitude often have higher emotional intelligence and self-awareness. So if you're pulling back socially, it might just mean you're growing wiser. Reason number 5, you no longer feel the need to impress. When you're younger, there's often this subconscious pressure to fit in, impress others, and prove your worth. But as you age, that pressure fades. You stop trying to be liked by everyone and start focusing on being true to yourself. You no longer attend events just to be seen or fake enthusiasm just to keep up appearances. You become more selective with your energy, and that often looks like avoiding people who expect you to wear a mask. You realize that real connection comes from authenticity, not performance. And in that truth, you begin choosing peace over popularity. Reason number 6, your definition of happiness evolves. Finally, you start to redefine what happiness looks like. In your younger years, it might have meant wild nights out, constant socializing, or being surrounded by lots of people. But now, happiness is simplicity. It's quiet mornings, deep conversations, a small circle of loyal friends, a peaceful home, time for hobbies and passions, less chaos, more calm. And to protect that version of happiness, you become more cautious about who you let into your life. That's not avoidance, that's wisdom. So let's recap the 6 psychological reasons you start avoiding people more as you age. Your emotional energy becomes more valuable. Your priorities shift. You become better at recognizing toxicity. You crave solitude and reflection. You no longer feel the need to impress. Your definition of happiness evolves. If any of these resonated with you, know this: you're not broken, you're growing. Avoiding people isn't about being antisocial. It's about protecting your peace and choosing quality over quantity. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. See you in the next one, and until then, protect your peace.